Just a quick update this week on my skinny to muscle transformation. After a 3-week transition period, I've now completed 4 weeks in muscle gain mode. And my weight continued to increase in weeks 6 and 7. I added 2.6 pounds to go from 153.4 to 156. And over weeks 6 and 7, I continued to ratchet up my calories very slowly, going from 28.85 to 29.50 per day. And what I'm doing is I'm just slightly increasing my calories as I gain more and more muscle to maintain that ratio between calories and lean muscle that's been working for me in those first few weeks. At the gym, I just continue with my simple workouts. And I've made some pretty strong gains on the major exercises over those first few weeks. But as I also expected, after those first 2 weeks, I kind of found my base of strength again, so to speak. And those rapid increases in the amount of weight that I'm lifting have sort of leveled off now. But they're still increasing, and especially on my deadlift. So in week 6, I did 4 sets at 195 and 10 repetitions. And then in week 7, I jumped up to 200 pounds and 4 sets of 10 repetitions. I'm making progress on the squat as well, but it's been much more of a grind. With my deadlift increases, they've been pretty much stress-free. But with the squat, I've been really forcing out those last repetitions and increasing the weight more slowly to make sure that I'm not sacrificing form. In week 6, I squatted 185 for 4 sets and 8 repetitions. And then in week 7, I got a little too aggressive. I started out at 195 and I did 8 sets of that. But then it was such a grind that I decided to scale it back to 190. And I did 3 more sets in 8 repetitions. To this point, you haven't heard me talk much about the bench press. And to this point, I haven't even done barbell bench press one time in these first 4 weeks. Because I see barbell bench press as sort of like a vanity lift. And I prefer, and I've always gotten much more out of, dumbbell bench press at the different inclines. And on top of that, I train my chest, shoulders, and triceps together on one day. And I tend to mix up those exercises a lot more than I do, say, my back or my legs day. And so one week I'll train chest first, the next week I'll train triceps first, and the next week I'll train shoulders first. And because of that, it's much more difficult to compare the week-to-week gains or the week-to-week changes in those exercises. Because if I train triceps first, or shoulders first, or both before I train chest, then naturally I have to lift much lighter weight on my bench press in order to compensate for those synergy muscles that are already exhausted. And so the last time that I actually did chest first in a workout, I lifted 55 pounds for 4 sets and 8 repetitions per set. And I must say that given my long layoff, I was more than happy with those results. As you can see here though, this is a very simple process that I'm following. I'm just gradually giving my body more and more calories to support that additional weight that I'm asking it to lift, and then to also build new lean muscle in between my workouts. Again, the key to building lean muscle is to find that sweet spot where your calorie surplus is large enough to build new muscle and to fuel your workouts, but not so large that you're giving your body more calories than it can use, because it'll take those additional calories that it can't use and store them as fat. The way to find this sweet spot is to weigh yourself every week under as close to the same conditions as possible. And then you measure your body fat to find out if you're gaining muscle or fat. And then once you have this information, you can make the adjustment to your calories to make sure that your surplus is optimized and that you gain muscle with as little fat as possible. But that's it. That's all it takes to build muscle. It's a very simple process. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so I'll know to continue with this series. See you next time.